Think of yourself as dead. If you've lived your life, now take what's left and live it properly. When you actually have to land, it's disturbing because it forces this question onto you. If I die tonight, what does tomorrow even mean? Do I work harder? Do I chase more money? Do I grind like it's going to save me? But save me from what? If there's a heaven, money doesn't buy the door. And if there isn't, if everything ends in nothing, then why does it even matter? Why does any of it even matter? I used to think purpose was the answer. Work, achievement, legacy, knowledge. But none of that survives you. And if I'm being brutally honest, even love doesn't escape this either. Love is real while it's happening, but it still lives in your mind, which just shuts off eventually. So for a while, I stared straight at the conclusion that maybe there is no ultimate purpose. Maybe there's no cosmic reason. Maybe the universe doesn't really care. And if that's true, then a dangerous idea shows up. If nothing matters, then why not just give in? Just chase desire, pleasure, comfort, ego, temptation. Why not take what you can and call it a living? But I don't think desire is freedom. I think desire is a leash. Because desire doesn't give you pleasure. It quietly trains you to need more and to feel less. And sooner or later, it turns your life into a loop. To want, get, fade, want again. And then suffering becomes the background noise of your days. So if life is so short, and death is real, and meaning is questionable, then what's left? This is what I think experience. Not in a shallow way, like just doing fun things. I mean, like in a raw fact that you're alive and you can feel joy, dread, beauty, boredom, love, fear, peace, even pain. That's what makes life precious. And why a young life feels heavier than an old one. Not because it's better, because there's more pages left to read, and nobody knows when the book closes. So now the question becomes much sharper. If experience is all we really have, then what kind of experience are we building? Because you can truly build hell on earth. People do it every single day. But you can also build heaven. You can call it peace. You can call it harmony. Whatever word just makes sense to you. But the idea is simple. A life can feel like a place you'd actually want to live inside. And I don't think that comes from pleasure. I don't think that comes from money. I don't think that comes from status. I think it comes from virtue. Not virtue as in be a good person. I mean like self-mastery. The ability to not be owned by every impulse. The ability to choose what you respect more than what you crave. Because without self-virtue, you don't even get to steer your own life. You just react. You call it freedom. But here's the part that I actually really care about, what I care about most. And I'm saying this because it took me a long time to actually understand this. That virtue isn't just personal. If virtue only makes you disciplined, then it's incomplete. The real goal is ethical generativity, virtue that spills outward. Virtue that makes you part of a world that's worth living in. Because when you live with integrity towards other people, when you stop feeding chaos into the room, when you become someone who creates safety, trust, stability, love, you're not just making life bearable, you're raising the ceiling of what life can actually feel like, for you and for everyone. That's the closest thing I've found to purpose that doesn't collapse when you look at death. If there's a heaven, then maybe that's how you learn its language. And if there isn't, if it all ends in nothing, then this might be the only heaven we ever touch. And the scariest part is it's optional. Most people drift through the pages and then the book closes. So when I say live tomorrow like you're gonna die tonight, I don't mean do more. I mean don't waste your one shot at building a life that feels like peace with everyone around you.